So you're thinking of moving to Palos Verdes, but you want to know more about Palos Verdes Estates? In this video, I'm going to break down the different areas of Palos Verdes' second largest city. What's going on, everyone? My name is Tony Butita. I'm a local realtor here in Palos Verdes in the South Bay. And today I'm just going to break down kind of three different sections of Palos Verdes Estates that if this is the city you want to move to, you're likely going to end up in one of these three places. I'm starting today here in Lunada Bay. Lunada Bay is located on the westernmost part of the Palos Verdes Peninsula. This section of Palos Verdes Estates can be divided up into two different areas, often referred to as Upper Lunada and Lower Lunada. In Upper Lunada, you'll find homes in the hills, typically with expansive views, while Lower Lunada will present more walkable, flatter neighborhoods. So I'm starting off here. This behind me here, this is Lunada Bay. And Lunada Bay is going to give you two types of neighborhoods, right? A lot of people refer to this area that I'm in right now as Lower Lunada. This area of Lunada Bay is much flatter. So it really kind of comes down to what you're looking for. If you're looking for more of a neighborhood where you can walk out of your front door and go for a short or a very long walk, that's not going to be very challenging because of climbing up a steep hill or having to go down a really steep hill, then this section of Lunada Bay might be what you're looking for. One of the great things about Lunada Bay and Lower Lunada especially is that it's really the only place on the peninsula where you're in this unique spot where you have Lunada Bay Elementary School right behind me. You got Palos Verdes Intermediate School just slightly up into the hills. And then you have Palos Verdes High School also right down here, just around the corner from Lunada Bay Plaza. So it is very, very plausible that you can purchase a home in Lunada Bay where you and the kids could walk to the elementary school, you can walk to the intermediate school, and you can walk to the high school. In addition to that, you got Lunada Bay Plaza right here where you're gonna find a local grocery store. It's a small grocery store, but you should be able to get quite a few items there. It's not gonna give you as much as, you know, the Ralphs or the Pavilions or the Bristol Farms on top of the hill, but there'll be quite a few things you can get there. There's also a liquor store in Lunada Bay Plaza. There's a coffee shop. There's a sushi restaurant. Raffaello's Pizzeria is there. A few years back, Mexican restaurant Salsa Verde opened up, which is excellent. There's also a killer little hardware store. So in terms of walkability, Lower Lunada Bay is awesome. Now, if you're hoping to get more views, if you're not as concerned with the yard, then maybe getting up into the hills above Lunada Bay is where you want to look. I'm not saying homes up there won't have yards or outdoor space. A lot of them will. And I'm also not saying that down here in Lower Lunada, some of these homes won't have views. Clearly the homes, you know, right behind me here that are like right along the cliffs and right along the drives here will have some good views. So one of the great things about living kind of up in the hills of Lunada Bay, a little bit further away from the ocean, is if you're looking for views, those are the homes that are going to give you these really kind of sprawling views over the rest of Lunada Bay out to the ocean. You might even get some peaks of Catalina or even Malibu. Really just depends on kind of how the home is situated. But if you're looking for views, up in the hills of Lunada Bay is probably what you're looking for. Now, so at night, even if you're way up in the hills, you're still gonna most likely hear the waves crashing into the bluffs down below. You'll hear peacocks from time to time. It's just a really peaceful, quiet place. So last year in all of Lunada Bay, about 57 homes were sold, pricing about 1.5 up to 7.5 million. Your average price point in this area is gonna be in the 2 to 4 million range. So in addition to single family homes, there are also a handful of condos that come up for sale in Lunada Bay each year. It's not a lot, but last year 2 condos sold, 1 2-bed 2-bath for $750,000 and 1 3-bed 2-bath for $985,000. The next area of Palos Verdes Estates we'll talk about is Malaga Cove. So this section of PVE is kind of on the northern facing side of the hill. You're gonna get that classic up the coastline view, which is known as the Queen's Necklace view. That is a highly sought after view up here. That is just a killer view. You can see all the beach cities, you know, up into El Segundo, LAX, all the way to Santa Monica, up through and past Malibu. Just a really excellent view. What you're gonna find in this section, you will find a few flatter areas kind of down below Malaga Cove Plaza. As you get closer to the cliffs, there's a section of the neighborhood where it's a pretty flat area. You can walk out along the bluffs, you can walk amongst the neighborhood, pretty flat walk if that is what you're looking for. A lot of those homes will also have views just because of the nature of how it's kind of like a tiered neighborhood. So you should get, you know, not the types of views you're gonna get from up here. Like if you could see behind me, like this is like that classic Queen's Necklace view, really gorgeous, especially at night. What you'll find in this section is mostly homes that are situated up here in the hills among windy streets with excellent views. So that's typically what you're going to find in this Malaga Cove section. Now, as you go up closer to RPV, the area does flatten out. And that section's called Montemalaga, and you're gonna find just, you know, large homes, not as many views, certainly homes with views though, but maybe a flatter section of the hill, maybe a little bit easier to take some walks. You will just turn a corner every once in a while and get an amazing view right up the coastline, so don't get me wrong. You'll find Montemalaga Elementary School in that section as well. So this is a very popular section, I would say, for mostly people who want to get great views. If you're more concerned with walkability, you'll probably want to look in Montemalaga or Lower Malaga Cove, close to Malaga Cove Plaza, or even down along the cliffs. Now, in this section, you'll find the Venta Inn, which was the first building constructed here in Palos Verdes Estates in 1923. It was originally a sales office. It was an operable inn at one point. Now it's more likely just an event space and a very popular wedding venue. You'll also find Malaga Cove Plaza, which is where you'll find the local Malaga Cove Ranch store, which is a smaller general store. It's not going to be like the grocery store you'll find in Lunada Bay Plaza, which will have more grocery type options. But Malaga Cove Ranch store will have, there's a little cafe, there's a place to get beer and wine. They do sell beer, wine, and liquor, and there's also a little coffee shop. So you can get some lunch there. That's a very popular spot throughout the week and weekend. The peninsula has 3 yellow vase locations. One's in Peninsula Center, one's in the back of the hill in Golden Cove, and you will find the 3rd location right there in Malaga Cove Plaza. So if you want to grab some lunch, either at the Ranch Market or the Yellow Vase, it's a great place to do so. So in the Malaga Cove area of the peninsula, you're going to find pretty much mostly single family homes. 50 homes sold in this area last year, pricing between 1.8 and 12.5 million. Your general price range here is going to be the 2 to 5 million range. Now there are some condos which sold last year as well, mostly sprinkled down around Malaga Cove Plaza. 4 condos sold last year in 2023, pricing from about 950,000 up to 1.45 million. So if what you're looking for in terms of moving here is an area of the peninsula where you're not as concerned with being able to walk out of your front door and have a very long flat walk, but you're more concerned with just getting excellent views, a really peaceful area. You'll see, you know, peacocks walking around from time to time, and you want that classic northern facing view right up the Queen's Necklace, then the Malaga Cove area might be your spot. The last section of Palos Verdes Estates we'll talk about today is Valmonte. Now, the Valmonte section is going to have a much different feel than Lunada Bay or Malaga Cove. This area is tree lines. You're not going to find really any views from these homes. I'm not saying all of them. Some of the homes that border the back of Torrance or that are maybe either looking over Palos Verdes Golf Course or on the other side of Palos Verdes Golf Course will get some either ocean views or just Palos Verdes views. But a lot of these homes, because this is a flatter neighborhood, this is a more walkable neighborhood, tree-lined streets, with just some really charming kind of classic homes. You'll find Spanish and Tuscan style homes in here, craftsman homes. You'll find more contemporary homes. This is a very sought after neighborhood because of the family type feel, just the really well manicured lawns and homes. You're also here with very easy access off the hill. Certain areas of Malaga Cove, of course, much like Valmonte, because you're so close to Redondo, you could very easily get off the hill, down into the beach cities, probably go to Riviera Village to, go out to dinner, or even do some of your shopping down here. But this section of Palos Verdes Estates is very popular and offers quite a bit if you're more of a family looking for, yard space, or a type of neighborhood your kids can ride their bikes and take the dog for a walk and that type of thing, as opposed to being perched way up on a hill with a great view. In the Valmonte section of Palos Verdes Estates, you're only going to find single family homes, no condos, no townhomes. Last year, about 34 homes sold in this area between 1.4 and 5 million. Now, the homes that sold around 1.4 to 1.6, there was only 3 homes. 2 of them were very small, 2-bedroom homes. One of them was a 3-bed, 2-bath. All of them were fixers. One of them on Opata is actually getting completely renovated right now. I mentioned that just so you don't think, hey, I could 1.4, I could buy something in Valmonte. You can, but the reason it's priced that low is probably because it needs a lot of work. More likely in this area, if you can get something under 2 million, that is fantastic. Probably 1.7, 1.8 and above is really what you're looking at if you're looking to buy a single family home here. Realistically, what you're looking at to buy a single family home in this area is probably in the 1.7 and up range. If you can get something for under 2 million, that's fantastic. But you're really looking like 1.8, 1.9 up to that 5 million point. Hopefully this video was helpful in learning about the different types of areas you can expect to find in Palos Verdes Estates, and should you want to move here, what area might suit you best. If you are thinking of moving to Palos Verdes or the South Bay, or maybe you already live here and you want to buy or sell something, feel free to shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email. I'd be happy to help in any way that I can. Thanks for watching. Hope wherever you are, you're doing great. See you next time.